Welcome back to the musings of an old Maverick. Welcome back to the archives of my life. And a very, very, very happy new year to you. So, what's your year going to be like? What are you going to be like in 2022? Let me share a very interesting story. I was on a long haul flight from Bangalore to Heathrow, London. And I used to enjoy long haul flights, unlike most other professionals, for the simple reason that I would get really quality time to myself. Absolute quality time. No emails, no phone calls, no client calls, no board director calls, no team calls, no calls from home, no calls from anywhere. I would just chill, sitting in my business class, looking out of the window of the airplane and watching the entire world go by. But that particular flight, I was very depressed. I was very upset. I was very, what do I say? Totally lost. And, I was living a life practically catching 2 to 8 flights a week. Sleeping very few hours. Managed to work out at gym now and then, whenever I could. So it was a very, very strenuous, stressful life that I was living. And I guess I was buckling into it, or buckling down into it, on the flight. But there was this gentleman, very elderly gentleman, sitting next to me. And he kept looking at me. And he says that, I think you're going through a very intense amount of stress. So I said, yes, I am. This is the first time in a long haul flight I'm just not being able to sit back and enjoy everything that's just literally flying through. And he said, what could be the reason? Have you ever thought of it? And I said, I don't know. But sure as hell, I would love to come out of this situation. So he looked at me and he smiled and he said, how many lives do you live? And I was rather amazed and I said, what do you mean, how many lives you live? He said, how many roles do you play in your life? I said, could you get a bit more specific? And he said, you are a son? I said, yes. You are a brother? I said, yes. What else are you? So I said, well, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a friend, I'm a colleague, I am heading a very important department of my organization. And then he looked at me and he said, wow, that's a whole lot of roles that you're playing. I said, yes. So he asked me, have you forgotten anyone? Any one role, have you forgotten? And I kept thinking. I said, no, I guess this is all. Okay, I'm also a son-in-law. I'm also a nephew. I'm also a cousin. So he says, no, there's one important role that you've forgotten. So I asked him, which one is it? And he said, you've forgotten, you are Anand. You are Anand. You've forgotten that role. And that is a very, very important role. Because you are born with Anand. You are born who you are, actually. The rest are peripheral. The rest are those that happen in a journey called life. You were born, first thing you began was a son, then probably a brother, and as you moved on, a friend, colleague, husband, father, And the roles kept increasing. But you were originally only Anand. And you have forgotten who you actually are. When I thought of that, the entire flight back, I recalled how I would look at longingly at my guitar and wonder when I'm going to strum it and sing another song. I'd look at my paint set, my brushes, my palette, my colors, and I'd wonder, when will I do another wonderful painting again? I would look at my pen and think, when will I ever write another book, write another poem? And that's true. All that got lost because Anand got lost. I got lost. The original role got lost. The original me got lost. As a young boy, every time anybody would upset with me, I would say, hey, hold it. This is me. That this is me disappeared over the years. And that's when I went back to myself. I went back to me. And I started living an absolutely wondrous life. A life filled with so much of happiness, so much of peace, so much of creativity, so much of daring. Because now I started living me. And that's what I advise you to do. In 2022, get back to yourself. Get back to the person you were from the moment you were born. Get back to living the life that you always wanted to live. Get back to celebrating life, celebrating being you, because you're worth it, absolutely. So have a stunning, awesome year ahead, living you. Ciao for now. Anand Nair signing off for just the time being.